Hello everyone, welcome to a very special video for me at least. I've just hit 2,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for your continued support. I'm actually doing a giveaway, and the giveaway is pretty cool because I'm giving away essentially it's called a Masterpiece Invocation, and it's a Shatter Storm, which is pretty powerful. Destroy artifacts, they can't be regenerated, so this is a paper card that I'm giving away, and the competition is open to anyone. And I'm also giving away some other cool cards that I will show on screen here. And it's just a few cool cards I thought I'd just put together from my personal collection that would help bolster anyone's paper commander collection. So if you'd like a chance to win these awesome cards, do all the usual things. You need to like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments below why you think you should win these cards. And I will announce the winner when I hit 2,100 subs. So when I get to 2,100 subs, I'll announce the winner, and I'll announce the winner via Discord or a YouTube update. Okay, so like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments below why you think you should win the prize. As I said before, open to anybody, and yeah, I'll pick the winner and announce it. So let's get into the deck tech. Okay, so for this video, I've decided to continue the Phyrexianized Planeswalkers that sadly we basically lost on New Phyrexia due to Elishnorn's completion. So yeah, today we'll be looking at Lukka, but I will continue doing the rest of them, so come back when I've done those and watch those as well. Lukka's actually exceeded my expectations. I didn't think too much of him, but after using him a few times, I realised that he comes in with 5 loyalty, so he can make 5 3/3s before he essentially dies by himself, which is, if you think about it, that's a lot. That's 15 power just by himself. Obviously, that's if he's untouched. He's going to be threatened a lot, but the ceiling is really high, and the fact they have Toxic One is great as well. I like the way that the new Planeswalkers don't really have conventional ultimates, and it's I like the way they've turned it on its head. The -4, you know, this is normally where the ultimate would be, but it's just really solid. Normal fireball effects cost so much mana to divide amongst targets, but all that Lukka wants you to do is have a fairly strong creature, and that creature's power is essentially dealt to X number of target creatures on your planeswalkers, which is surprisingly amazing. Like if you've got a 6/6, for instance, and your opponent has 6/1/1s, it's a board wipe. It's a pretty rare ability. This is one of the stronger fireballs I've seen. Obviously the -1 we've talked about, which is really good. The +1 adding red-green to cast creature spells or activated abilities of creatures. It's okay. It's not the most exciting thing. It's nice to have a bit of ramp, but it's slightly counterintuitive because you're casting this on turn 4 or 5 anyway, which is quite late in terms of 1v1 historic brawl. So that ability, it's good if you're using humongous creatures, but if you know my deck style, I don't like to top load decks too much just because how fast the format is. But on the top end, we do have Vorinclex. You just have to really, because obviously, you know, doubles Lukka's loyalty if he's out. Vorinclex is a huge beater. 6 power means that the -4 can deal 6 damage to 6 things basically, or fewer. And yeah, so that's one of the biggest creatures. Goblin Hatchery is cool. I've gone for a slight toxic theme, so when this comes in, you get 2 Phyrexian Beasts with Toxic Ones, so exactly the same creatures that Lukka builds. And it also has Corrupted, beginning of your upkeep. If an opponent has 3 or more poison, choose a creature you control. You draw cards equal to its total toxic value, so that's pretty cool. Nice addition to the deck. You got Defiler Vigor, which is nice because whenever you cast green permanents, you put counters on your creatures. And that's good as well because we're going to want to have a bit of a proliferation theme in the deck. So Staff of Completion is just a perfect card for the deck because it does so many things, proliferates, draws cards. This is just going to be a staple going forward in most formats, I think. It's just really good. You got some other random stuff like Venomous Brutalizer, which has Toxic 3, and you can proliferate when it comes in. So there's a lot of uncommon stuff that just boosts the team. Boosts the proliferation aspect of the Toxic, so you could probably kill your opponent with Toxic pretty quickly. And yeah, it's a pretty fun deck. I think you'll be surprised how effective this actually is, even with something as innocuous as like a Contagious Vorag, which is just a common, comes in, looks at top 4. You can get a land from those top 4, but if you don't, you proliferate. You know, just incidental proliferation is just really useful. There's probably a few cards I've missed. You could probably make the deck more Planeswalker heavy if you want to, but yeah. The deck list is in the description below, so make sure to check it out and tweak it as you so desire. It's a very fun one. And yeah, don't forget to like and sub for your chance to win the cards I mentioned at the beginning. So good luck to everyone. So yeah, don't forget, like, sub, and tell me in the comments why you should win. And yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so opponent goes first with Rigo. And it comes in with a shield counter. So it's already very strong versus our deck, because red-green has to deal damage. We can't just exile it or bounce it. Do we want to go for the... Okay, yeah, we'll go for the Strike It Rich here. So we could use Dice Train Rampage to ramp us, because if this kills a land, we get 2. That's a toxic deck they've got there. Okay, that's going to be pretty rough. Artifact Creature. Yeah, that's not fun, is it? I mean, we could just use this Dice Train Rampage here, but I think I'm going to wait a bit, because that would ramp them anyway. That would give them a land. And this already gives them a land, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this. I just didn't want to use my treasure yet. So they go for Rigo. Audacity. +2 trample. Oh, that's a strange one. Would just trade if that goes through. I'm slightly confused about that. Surely they wanted to keep their draw engine. Although that's power 1 or less, isn't it? Draw a card. Yeah, okay. Also, having something that boosts the power is very odd as well. Okay, we'll go for the Revels here. So whenever we do cast a creature spell, we're going to get another one. Pretty good. So now we just need some creatures. Yeah, because Lukka's not going to trigger the Cabaretti Revels. Okay, so Teferi is strange as well. This is, I've never been so conned in my life. This is a Bant control deck? Okay. Can we resolve a Lukka, or is it going to be a counter-based deck as well? That's interesting. Do they have a kill spell? They just counter the ability. Wow, I've never been so thrown off. No time for a break. So the Rigo is just an absolute decoy then. Venerated Rock Priest. So it's a toxic deck with just a random Teferi. Okay. So if we target any of their creatures, we get a poison counter. How strange. Well, okay, so that's a mana. Let's see how if we can resolve this or not. Vorinclex, and there's no Death Touch, so let's swing in at Teferi. So it has shield, but we do have trample.
That was uncalled for.
Interesting.
Let's skip to the...
I'm surprised that I'm actually still in the game. To me, I mean, anyone with a Teferi on the field is not looking good. They could have a board wipe. So they use Teferi, they don't tick up. Witness Protect... Eh? They use the Witness Protection on the, on that. How strange. I think I will block it because it's... One loyalty on Lukka is pretty important just because it can give me a creature. So yeah, let's make... Do I want to make another thing or... Yeah, let's make a blocker. Okay, let's go for the cloth here, so we're going to get another creature here. Clothes is pretty good. They might counter this. Although they have 7 mana. I wonder what they're gonna do. Counters everything. Wow. That is pretty brutal what they just did there. Okay, wow. Yeah, that is a very mean card. Yeah, this is a super strange deck. So 2 Rock Priests mean that if we target either of them, we get a poison any creature. Goodness me, that's powerful. So he's swinging in... Huh. Whenever you attack a player, plays with 1 or more creatures. Very strange. Okay, we'll try and block the original, I suppose. Man, that Sublime Epiphany just absolutely wrecked us. Ooh, Unholy Heat's pretty good. Let's get another blocker here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try and kill the Rego before we cast the Vorinclex here. So get a poison. Memory lapse. Okay. Do they have another counter then? So we get a trigger with the Cabaretti Revels at least. Man, this is a pretty annoying deck. We can absorb that, but we do get a creature, Elvish Mystic. Okay. Attack into the Teferi. So they'll have to block if they want to keep them alive. My goodness. This is a cancerous deck. The Toxic is very appropriate. Gonna block with Rego, but that's annoying because they also get another one. To recast here. Man, we had such a good setup. Yeah, as I said before, never seen a control Rego build before. It's a strange one. So they attack with the Ornithopter. They draw a card. Oh, that's dank. That is so dank. Oh, and they give it a boost of power. Okay. Why not? Why not, hey? As if they had that weird card. And as if they gave us an effect by doing so as well. Ledger Shredder. So it's a fairly linear attack strategy, but it's just... The Teferi has warped the entire game, sadly. So there's the Unholy Heat again. Which could deal 2. Unless there's 4 things in the graveyard. I mean, we can try and cast him. Just gonna get countered again, isn't it? No? So this can deal X damage to anything. Probably should have tapped the Elvish Mystic for that. Okay, let's go in for attacks here. So we want to attack first, because otherwise the Ledger Shredder gets too big. See what they do, because... Oh, geez, I've just realised. If we target 4 of their things, does that mean we're going to get 4 poison counters? Pretty gross. So Teferi gets killed. That's very strange. Let's see if we can deal some damage then. So 1, 2... Oh, but that's not going to kill the Rego, is it? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. 2 targets. Does this resolve? Killing the Teferi is going to be very important. I mean, yeah, as I said, it completely just warped the game. Because it gave them, like, 3 or 4 cards extra. So Lukka dies, but he did a good job there. Also, strangely, Ledger Shredder is a non-bow with Rego, because once he gets to 2 power, he won't trigger the Rego anymore. Next time you die. Okay, yeah, this probably one of our worst matchups, to be honest. Rada's a good hit, have to say, because it gives us another creature. Oh, okay, Racketeer boss, that's good. Just anything on the floor is good, to be perfectly honest. Swing in. And I don't really want to play 2 spells on 1 turn, because I don't want them to get any advantage from their Ledger Shredder. And they've got 2 Infect themselves. Yeah, let's pass a turn. Gonna crack the passage. Crack and passage in the same sentence. Synonyms. Last turn. I mean, they could play 2 spells if they want to, but... I mean, Rada is also Wincon here. Leyline Binding. I wonder what they're going to go for. They can exile any of our non-land things. They're going to go for Rada. Okay. I mean, I think I would have gone for the Revels there, to be honest. Swinging over the top. Draw a card. Man, that's getting irritating. Although saying that, we could force them to make Ledger bigger. Yeah, because as soon as Ledger gets bigger, it's it doesn't draw them cards. Beseiju. Damn. Okay, let's just, in response, kill this. Goodness me, they've got every answer, haven't they? Okay, we'll go for the gate, because that can give us a card. Expand the sphere. That's 2 proliferate if we want to. Right, let's try and kill the ley line here. It's got flashback, so we can do it again if we want to. Straight up just gets through. Wow, okay. What are these cards in their hand? Strange. Play the land. Spawning. Straight up just swinging again, I suppose. Let's go in with all the guys. Gonna take out the Racketeer boss, but now the shield counter's gone. They get 2 more Infect. Maybe we go for this in their turn. Yeah, we can seek a card in their turn. Keeping a card in our hand is good because this has got flashback. I can't actually read all the words on there, it's a bit annoying, but here comes Ledger Shredder again, drawing another card. Damn, I really want them to power that up. They're obviously deliberately not casting 2 spells themselves as to not make this a non-bow, which is irritating. Let's get a card. Oh no, that was the wrong side there. I always think it's on the right side, but it's the left side. We get an Arcane Signet. That's pretty rubbish. Okay. So I feel like they're going to have to block here because this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 extra damage if they don't block the Rada. Let's go. So obviously if they block, we don't use the ability. March of Otherworldly Light. Oh, that's a shame. So they were saving that spell for something bigger, I suppose. Okay. Down to... So we basically have a win con with the Expand the Sphere. So it makes me wonder if I should just go for the Lukka here. They could counter it, but that's 1 less spell in their hand. Spell Pierce. We do actually have 2 mana open, unbeknownst to them, of course. Or maybe it was known to them. Don't really know. Fantastic. 2 spells. So Ledger Shredder is... Oh no, it already triggered, didn't it? Damn. All these horrendous spells. This synergy is strangely working. Very irritating, I have to say. Okay. Let's see if we can get through. We're almost there with the double proliferate. We literally have a win con here. We just have to get rid of the cards in their hand. What have they got? The cheeky buggers. Bounce 1 to the hand. Okay. Okay, they just don't give a poo, do they? Right. Let's make another one then. So this has... Oh, I see now. Don't discard a card. You can just literally just go for it. Okay, so we literally have lethal again. So yeah, their deck's just counter city. Horrible. Horrible to face. Tyrannex Rex. So they've... Man, what is this deck? No synergy with the Rico. So this has got Toxic 4. Oh my goodness. No point blocking. It's got Trample. Okay. Let's see if they have that. Alright. We're on 6, so we die next turn. What on earth can they possibly have left? And a Vorinclex. So they're just tapped out now. Let's seek a card in response. I mean, do we just win? How does this work with in effect? So if you would put one or more... So if an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many instead. Oh, that's just annoying. So they're not... So we can't give them... So we can't give them any poison. That's weird. But if an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many of each. Oh man, that's really horrible. So we can't proliferate. We literally had the wink on there. Lukka comes down, doesn't do anything. How do we win? We've got 2 blockers. This comes in with very little loyalty. We might as well shock this in. Right. Okay. I guess, let's see. Kill the Riga. That's 1 less blocker. Is that... I think that's... So we just win by combat damage then. How funny is that? Yeah, if we attack with all. Suck on that. Yeah, that's 7 regular damage. I did not expect to win via regular damage when we had infect. As if they had Vorinclex. What? That deck was weird. So strange. We finally get to go first against Jetmir. Okay. I can see this working out. We've got a pretty good set of cards here. Racketeer Boss makes our creatures come in with treasures, essentially. So we'll do this here, and then we can give the Branch Blight Stalker treasure when we come in. It's pretty good. Pretty good. They have a Jetmir deck, so we need to keep the numbers down, but it's going to be tricky, I have to say. Ooh, Stomper. So that means that the Signet into the Branch Blight's pretty good here. Toxic 2. I used to be kind of against the idea of Toxic, but because of how the format is so aggressive, and because there's only combo decks out there, you know, I think that Infect has really turned on its head. I feel like it's become a valid, you know, strategy. I think we have them here. I really think we just have them here because of the Lukka. This is the advantage of using cards like this, because people just don't get how new cards work. They just don't read. We just annihilated their field. I mean, maybe they did know that, and maybe we're just feeding into them. Like, maybe they've got some, like, 4 damage to everything. No, they just didn't read Lukka's ability. Fantastic. This is why you should use off-meta cards. You get that slight advantage, because I don't think they would have played that if they had seen Lukka's minus. Okay, we go first against Soul of Windgrace. The build will probably be land destruction, let's face it. And I hate to do this because they can steal lands from our graveyard, but we just need to Fable Passage here. Probably go for extra green because we've got the Gargaroth requiring 2. So when you're searching for lands, kind of count the pips in your hand. The most amount of pips, that's probably where you should Oh, that was a misplay. For some reason, I thought that came in untapped. No, I was going to play the branch Blightstalker, but oh well. We messed up there. If we can get Conduit of Worlds into play, this is going to be great, because we can play lands from graveyards, which will stop their land destruction being as effective. Okay, so they've got their own lands and graveyards business going on anyway, so... Yeah, this is a tough one, because it would almost be a fair match, but they have black on their side, which makes their removal really good. Still think we'll just kill our own land and ramp up here. I think we'll get a red source at least. Yeah, red and green maybe. Okay, this is cool because that means next turn we can go for the Gargaroth, or maybe the Conduit is probably the best thing to do. Rhythm of the Wild. Okay. How much toughness? 4. We could kill the Rhythm, but they get a land. They only have 3. Let's see what they do. Let's go for the Gargaroth. So they don't have black yet. I mean, they could just play one here. Black Source, Rhythm of the Wild. But then I doubt they can also kill Gargaroth and deploy Windgrace in the same turn. So this gives them... Okay. Riot. So they could make it a 6. I mean, I think I would trade. Would I trade? Stealing our land. But here's the thing. I do wonder, you know, if people care. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, guys. You know, I don't know. Would you cast your general knowing it would instantly die? I mean, that information was on Battlefield. Maybe they're planning... Maybe this, again, could be an ultimate ruse here. Let's make another blocker, just in case I have another hasty thing. And then we can start drawing cards a bit later. Don't forget, I've got Conduit of Worlds, which lets us replay permanents from the graveyard, which is pretty awesome. 3, 4, 5. I mean, the Soul of Windgrace does do a pretty good job of... you know, it's like the Golos effect, let's call it. It comes in, you boost your land by half your command attacks, so you need to play one more to deploy it, but he's pretty tough SOB, this guy, because there's normally a land destruction build. I mean, we haven't seen a land destruction yet, and even if they do, we'll probably be fine as long as we have the Conduit of Worlds, but... This, by the way, according to R&D, is a riff on Crucible of Worlds, which is the 3-mana artifact that lets you play lands from graveyards. It's pretty cool. I do like to learn the lore and the design philosophy of cards like this. This artwork is just stunning as well. Represents the I think it's the Mycosynth spreading across Phyrexia. Fable. Okay, so they're essentially taking this turn off to just do some admin. Right, so let's tick up to add creature mana. And then this guy comes in. Oh, fantastic. That felt... I mean, I don't know why that was the reason they quit, but that felt pretty good to be dominating a land destruction build, have to say. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.